Greetings, everyone. I am doing sort of a impromptu live stream thing here. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, more of live streams. So I don't know as far as timing wise and as far as if my subscriber base will, or my community, whatever you want to call it, will be able to support this or not. But I want to give it a shot. And what I want to try to do is I want to try to do like a stream and do this fairly often, but where I would just do a drawing and also like take suggestions from the chat. And again, this is like Sunday afternoon, so it might not be the best time to do this, but I'll play around with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start kind of drawing a mech here, and then assuming that people join the chat, if they want to give me suggestions on what to add to this, that's kind of the idea behind it. I'm hoping that we can get enough people or get enough people interested in maybe even doing like a super chat thing where, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what super chat is, but it's something on YouTube where you can, it's almost like a little tip jar, like a donation. So if you want to have your comment posted, so, and this is usually for YouTubers a lot bigger than myself, but anyway, I want to give it a shot. So I figured, if somebody wants to throw a couple bucks my way to just get their suggestion in, and we can kind of create a piece together. And if not, and you guys are more than welcome to suggest things. If you ain't got a couple bucks, that's cool as well. But eventually I'd like to get this thing going. I've been trying to figure out other ways to kind of, do this type of things, because I know a lot of people want to support me, but they don't necessarily have, 25 bucks or 30 bucks or whatever to drop money in my store and everything. So I thought this might be a good way to for them to kind of, give a little something, a little coffee money or something like that. But anyway, so no one in the chat yet. So like I said, this is probably, I don't know if I should schedule this. And this is I guess this is just gonna be me making suggestions if we don't get anyone in the chat. So we will see. So anyway, so I just wanted to get a basic kind of gesture for this mech down. He's pretty humanoid looking right now. But I don't know, I might throw in a few, I guess, throw in a few ideas here. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it'd be cool if he was like, maybe he's like a bug. So maybe maybe we'll have a couple extra arms here. We can just kind of add this up. Maybe he's more insect-like. Also add a couple arms here, and then how about some wings here? I don't know where this is going, and then I want to keep this open because I want to have him being piloted by somebody. So maybe we'll have that open for a human, or maybe it is a bug creature, because I imagine if you're going to design a mech, you probably would design it after whatever species you are. So anyway, and hopefully I have enough time to finish this thing. I don't want to get too elaborate because I've got someplace to be. I'm going to go see Wonder Woman. My girlfriend has been waiting to see it for a while. She's a big Wonder Woman fan. She's got all the original like Linda Carter stuff on DVD and all that stuff. So anyway, let's see. So but yeah, I've been trying to check out some movies in my free time. Like sometimes I'll just, even like after work, I'll try to catch a movie like real quick, like before I go home and do draw and do all that stuff. So I so far seen Alien Covenant, and I've seen I saw Pirates, and tonight I'll go see Wonder Woman. So, and then I saw Guardians earlier on. So usually when these summer movies, it's like one after another, and I don't get a chance to see all of them. But I'm a pretty big Alien fan. I wasn't huge. I wasn't that. I don't know. A lot of people really like Covenant. I don't know. It just didn't feel like Alien to me. I was hoping with Ridley Scott kind of at the helm that it would kind of have some of that, what made the original Alien so great. But I don't know. It just it was a little too. I don't know. It was a little too heavy on the gore, and sometimes I'm of the opinion with certain things, especially Alien, that like more is less is more, where you don't always see the alien too much, and you don't always see the attacks. It's kind of in the shadows. It leaves, I don't know, to me it leaves it more up to the imagination, but it just, I don't know. It seemed like any time somebody was it was way predictable. And I don't know if you guys saw the end of it, but there was something at the end, and I didn't know if they were trying to fool us, but it was so blatantly obvious. I'm like, they can't think we're this stupid, do they? But anyways, so I don't know. I mean, the visuals were great, the acting was great, but it's hard for me to get into it. I'm probably in a minority because a lot of people seem to like it. And on the flip side, let's see, hold on, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of claws, if this is an insect type creature. I have a couple claws here. Anyway, on the flip side, I really enjoyed the Pirates. Was it 5 now? I think 5. I don't know. 4 was like, I wasn't crazy about 4. The other ones were all right. I love the first one especially, but I've always been a pirate fan, and I don't know. I think this was like the second best one next to the first one, in my opinion. I think it just recaptured a lot of what made the original great, but it's kind of been getting trashed in some of the reviews. So I don't know. I'm probably just too big of a Pirates fan that, yeah, I don't know. So let's see what else here. If we make him more of an insect, get maybe some pincers going on here. So I don't know. So I'm sure I'll get people to watch this on the replay. So just kind of be aware that I'm planning on doing more of these. So obviously, if you missed this one, then hopefully I will get to do some more. And it won't always be robots. Maybe we'll draw some aliens, whatever, and get your input on that. But anyway, let's see. But yeah, what else? So if you guys, anyone that's done live streams before, I set this up as like a Google Hangout just because I'm used to doing that for like the Artcasters. But I tried to do the other way, the like I guess the standard live stream, and I actually tried to go through Open Office. So I've used Open Office before just to record stuff, but I've never streamed with it. So I downloaded the latest version of. Did I say Open Office? I meant OBS, Open Broadcast Software. Sorry, man, me and my terminologies. So anyway, Open Broadcast. So I used, I got the new Open Broadcast and I set it up and I did some tutorials on it. But I got this error. What was it? It said starting out, output failed, check the log for details. And it says if you're using the NBE, NC, or AMD encoders, make sure the video drivers are up to date. And I know zero about like computers and all that. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means my computer is just not powerful enough to handle it or what. And like right before I was doing this, my computer crashed, and it does that sometimes. So I don't know, maybe I need to do some upgrades. But yeah, I really would like to know how to do that, because that way I'll be able to put like the chat on screen and everyone will be able to see it and do all kinds of cool stuff if I can get it to work through OBS. But I don't know how to do it otherwise. So I don't know if that's like a standard thing or and I try to, I always try to Google stuff. So it's not like I'm not trying to figure it out for myself, but sometimes I just run into walls and I don't know. So anyway, let's see. Maybe we'll give him, I don't know. I want to get to kind of inking this guy, but I'm trying to think what else I can add. What else makes an insect? They also, sometimes they have these extra, the wings pop out, but there's sort of above the wing, there's sort of a protective covering. So I'll put something in there. And then how about a stinger, as a robot, as an insect robot. I don't know where to put this. If I could wrap this around the back. Kind of, let's see, I don't know. Just kind of playing around here. So we'll come up with some kind of stinger here. And I don't want to get too much of a tangent there, so I'm going to extend that past this wing here. And then so also, I'm trying to figure out what the best time to do these live streams are. But because usually there's a lot of people, like I hit up the, what do you call it? And I don't even know, like maybe people are watching. I guess there's 4, okay, it looks like there's 4 people watching now. So it's not, I don't feel totally alone, but not everyone likes to use the chat. So, but anyway, so hopefully and again, this is just kind of spur of the moment type thing, but maybe if I plan this out, we can get it going a little better. So let's see. But again, I don't know if my audience, as small as it is ready for the super chat thing, but I thought it'd be cool just to try it out. Because I just thought it would be a cool idea, like, oh yeah, just throw a couple bucks and let me know what you want to add to this thing. And then I also thought, well, maybe somebody wanted to like buy the sketch. They could like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. But then the problem with that is like YouTube actually takes a cut. So it's like, not that I care. I mean, I don't usually do anything with these drawings anyway. But it might just be easier just to sell on my website, which I would never do. So maybe it would make sense. Like if somebody wanted to throw like, I don't know, 30, 35 bucks in the super chat and want this thing, I could mail it out to them, but we'll see. So let's see. I'm gonna get some joints here going. And let's see, I might need some like pneumatic tube things here, help the legs move. And of course, this is going to be a lot more sketchy than usually what I would do here, just because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. I probably shouldn't even have started this thing, but I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to pull the trigger, and it's like, I'm just going to do this and see how it goes. It's kind of weird when you're not like, don't have anything planned. So let's see. What I'm doing here, we need some kind of motors or something to show this thing's operating. So we always want to throw in some wires and pipes and things like that. So I don't know. I just got him kind of punching, but maybe it would make sense to have him hold the weapon. But like, I don't know. I guess he could be holding like a sword or something. Maybe it's like a scarab design on the sword. I don't know how would I do that. Like, I don't know. Swords and mechs always look cool, man. That part I just love that part in Pacific Rim where he pulls out that sword. It was like so cool. It's like a guilty pleasure movie. I mean, some of it is just so stupid, but I gotta love like giant robots and everything. And I hope they make another one. So There's certain movies that I'm critical of if they're just like, this is ridiculous and the the characters are just dumb, but I don't know. I give that one a pass. I'm a big Del Toro fan too, so. Oh, Abe's in the chat. Hey, Abe. So if you got any suggestions of anything, I've kind of got pretty far along, and so let me sharpen my pencil. So far I'm kind of going with a look of sort of a kind of insectoid mech type guy, but I haven't done anything in for the pilot. I kind of left that open. So if you have any suggestions, maybe you want it to be like an alien, or maybe like a bug type creature or whatever, and we can kind of do something with the pilot there. And then I want to move on to inking, because typically with something like this in the future, I don't mind going long, like a few hours, but for this one, since I got stuff to do and it's just kind of, it's more of a test than anything. And Chris is in the chat. Let's see. All right, that's cool. So like a Ganesh elephant. Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. It's like, I feel like I'm too far along, but let's see. So octopus, elephant, space alien. All right, cool. So, oh man, so now it's almost like I want to do a separate one of that. Those are great ideas. I wonder if I mean, I could add some tentacles. It's just like, I don't know, now that I've gotten so far into it, I'm wondering, but that's kind of the nature of it. So let's see, let's even if it doesn't really fit it, this particular one that well. I mean, I'd like to do another one, but maybe we'll have some tentacles popping out too as well. So it doesn't matter if it gets crazy. I mean, I guess that's the whole idea. Hercules beetle face. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I was thinking Hercules, the Greek god, but I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think. They've got kind of that thing that comes out. I might have to Google that because I don't remember exactly what that looks like. But we're gonna throw in some tentacles here. But I like that idea. So that'll be sort of the octopus. But I like that, the whole Ganesh thing too, if I'm pronouncing that right. But maybe we can give him like an elephant tusk and a like a beetle face. Let me see. Okay, let me see. How are we going to do this? So I don't know if I can. It seems like 2 tentacles is not enough, but I don't know if I want to do 8. So who knows where these are coming from? Let's see. So Chris Kitt is in Scotland. That is awesome. What time is it in Scotland? I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. Like, is it Sunday over there? That's pretty cool. That's one place I'd love to go. I did go to Europe, but I didn't get around to Scotland. But I want to go there. And I didn't get to the UK either. I went to Spain, and I went to Germany, and I went to, geez, where else did I go? France. So I definitely want to get another trip over there and check out all the places that I can get to go to. All right, time for Google time, so I can just give me a minute here, and I will look up Hercules beetle and see what I come up with here. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought, but I just wanted to double check. So it's got a, oh, that's gonna be hard to do. So I kind of have these pincers here, but let's see. All right, how are we gonna do this? Man, there's so much stuff going on here. This. Okay, we've got the top one here. Wonder if I should get rid of these other pincers because this, who knows. So we've got these here. I'm going to erase some of this because it's getting confusing. $21.49 on Sunday the 4th. Okay. That's the great thing about the internet is just you get people from all over the world and you get to share your art with so many people. All right, so now I don't, based on this, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get rid of the bottom pincer if I want to add the elephant tusk. And maybe since we already have that top pincer, let's change things around. Let's make these tusks here. I meant trunk before, but we'll make these tusks instead of pincers. And we've got that pincer up there. And let's go with sort of an elephant type trunk. This is going to be a crazy creature, but that's the whole idea. This is kind of what I wanted to do. So, all right. So as far as, so we've got the tusk, but I think it needs beetle eyes, big giant beetle eyes. Yeah, it's totally new that I'm live streaming. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do something where people can throw out suggestions, and now we're kind of getting towards the end. So that's I got to figure this thing out because once I do get close to the end and I start inking, then I can't really take suggestions so much anymore. But I thought I would just start drawing a mech and then have people throw in their own ideas, what they want to see, and I might do the same thing with like an alien or something like that. But I also thought I would do like a super chat thing. So like if I get enough people and enough people interested, if somebody wanted to throw a couple bucks in the super chat. And if you're not familiar with super chat, there's a little thing in the chat. It shows a little $sign. If you click on that, you could like throw a couple bucks in or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of trying to do. But I don't know if my audience is quite at that point yet. So, but it's something to think about for the future. So, all right. So we've got the top thing, that elephant beetle thing, not elephant beetle. Is there an elephant beetle? I know there. Okay. So I meant Hercules beetle. So we got that. That was Abe's suggestion. And Chris wanted to have sort of a Ganesh type elephant thing, which I kind of want to do that in another one, but I did add some of that. So we've got some sort of tusk here, but I think we're getting, let's see, let me just check and see if there's any. Yeah, we can definitely, rhino beetle. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's not elephant beetle, rhino beetle. If my kids were here, like my sons are like huge and they know all this stuff, and they design like of their own like Pokemon and stuff like that. So, and they base all of it on like animals and stuff like that. So, it's kind of funny looking, but anyway, I think it needs something else. I don't know what else does it need. Oh, antenna. Yeah, let's do some antenna. And then, all right. All right, I think got that. I wish I could do the other pincer, but there's like no way to do the top pincer and the bottom one really with the elephant tusk. So it's looking pretty sloppy, but I need to do another, let's see. I think I need one more tentacle. I like the octopus thing. I have a feeling a lot of these creations are going to involve tentacles because they're fun to draw, and there's like, it just, I mean, what else do you, I mean, so far we've got swords and we've got tentacles and sort of beetle-esque stuff, insect stuff. All right, let's see. Yeah, normally I would, Chris, normally I would take more time drawing this, but I kind of started this and I have to get out to see a movie and stuff. I've got tickets and stuff. So anyway, so let's see. I don't know exactly what's going on. A lot of times I'll just like throw weird stuff in. So this might get a little confusing, but we've got, all right. I think I'm going to try to do some inking. The only thing is I don't know, and my camera, it looks like it doesn't, it's got some weird focusing issues. I've got some different pens, but I don't know which, some of them are running out of ink. Let me see. Okay, this is kind of my favorite, one of my favorite pens. This is the Kuretake number, is it number 13, I think? I don't know. But it's got a nice kind of line weight to it. I probably should put my glove thing on so it won't smudge as much. But let's see, so some of this I probably need to draw with a pen, like some of the details. Just a regular pen. The only thing is I was going to add some, I've got some gray tone markers. I was going to do that, but I think I've got this Sharpie here, but I think the Sharpie smudges with that. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I guess I don't have to be too precious with it. All right. But yeah, I want to do more of the live streams. So hopefully you'll see. Unfortunately, you know, I've got the day job and everything, so I think the only time I could do them is probably in the evenings, or and of course on the weekends. So I don't know if the weekends are the best time to do this or not. But we got a handful of people watching and in the chat right now. So, and I'll be curious to kind of go back and check. You know, once people start watching the replay, check the comments and get other people's ideas of what, you know, what they might like to see. And I guess you could also throw in some suggestions in the comments section, and that would give us kind of a starting point for maybe the next one. But, and of course, when I started doing it, I wasn't totally thinking. So the whole idea of once you get to the inking stage, not being able to take suggestions, that's an issue, I guess. But all right, so we're just drawing in the wings right now. We'll go with a suggestion of this Hercules beetle pincer, which is right up here. It probably looks like a big mess to you. I can kind of see what's going on, but hopefully you guys can see something that doesn't just look like a, well, it is sort of a mismatch just because what it is, but hopefully not too bad. Hopefully there's some, let's see. Okay, let me check over the chat. That's the hardest thing to keep checking over at the chat. Maybe an art snacks box for your website, like stuff like, yeah, I mean, I actually have that I sell at the store. I mean, at the store, but I sell, I have like a blind box. I call them test tubes. So it's basically just a you know, a shipping tube, a rolled up shipping tube of prints and things, and it's got some other stuff. And eventually I do want to bring those to the online store, but right now I just kind of sell them at shows. And man, those at comic conventions, those blind boxes, like the Loot Crate and all that kind of stuff, they don't have Loot Crate there per se, but they've got other ones like the little Mario little boxes that you jump on that are filled with stuff. And man, those things sell like crazy. There's companies out there, but that's all they do is sell those blind boxes and stuff. So I sold a few of those at the convention. So I will probably, you know, unveil those on my site where you can buy like a mystery box with some prints, and it's usually a pretty good deal. You usually get like a couple prints and a bunch of extras for almost what you would pay for one print. The only caveat is that you don't know what you're going to get. so, but I do want to do something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen the Art Snacks thing. It looks pretty cool. I just don't. I like the idea. Like I've seen Jake Parker. He does one where he's got his Art Snacks and then he gets them and he does a drawing of whatever comes in his box. That's pretty cool. But I don't know. It's like I'm sort of frugal with my art supplies. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Sometimes I'll drop a lot of money on art supplies, but for the most part, I find what I like and I kind of stick to it. So that's probably not the best thing, but it seemed like for what you get on some of the Art Snack things that, I don't know. I probably shouldn't say anything because if it ever gets to a point where I'm big enough to get sponsors, I don't want to, but I always say also, just because something is like, I might not be into it or I might not purchase it, doesn't mean that it's not a good product. Because like I said, I'm kind of cheap when it comes to that, but not everyone is. So let's see. So I can kind of see the face coming together now. All right. So let's go and start with some of these tentacles. So do any of you guys in the live stream, or in the chat, have you guys ever live streamed? Because I threw this out earlier, and I don't know if you guys were around, but I'm trying to hook it up with OBS so I can have the chat show up, and I can do some other cool stuff, but I can't figure out how to do that. It doesn't seem to be working with my system. So, and I don't know anything about like codecs or encoders or any of that stuff. So I might need to get an expert. And it's hard to find information on YouTube on that stuff. It seems like if you search live chat or something on YouTube, all you get is like mostly gamer stuff, and people who are doing live chats, not necessarily how to do it, but just their live chats. So I find certain things, the internet is so great as far as what you can look for. What you can find. It's helped me out so many times, but then there's some things that I'm just at a loss. I just cannot figure out the best way to search for it, or, I keep getting the wrong results. Like I wish there was, and maybe there is something like that, but if you could say, I want to search this, but I don't want this. And if it could, because that would be helpful, because a lot of times you get something that's just not what you want, but that's what most people look for. So it assumes that's what you want. Okay. All right. So I guess it's weird because it seems like I'm going for like a metal look for all this other stuff. Like the trunk is metal, but then the tentacles, they look more organic. I wonder if that's the thing. If I was actually doing this as an illustration, I would put more thought into it. But since it's such a quick thing, I don't really have that luxury. So the tentacles tend to look a little more organic, where everything else is a little more on the metallic robotic side. And I think I'll go in. What I'll do is once I go in with the grays, I'll go in with this fine tip afterwards. That way I won't have to worry about smudging. So a lot of the little details, like I like to make little seams where the metal is and everything like that. I think at least where it comes off the body, the tentacles come off the body, I'm going to make like a little metallic type housing thing here. So somehow it's been, this organic matter of these tentacles have been fused into it. So it sort of makes sense, I guess. All right. How are we doing on time? It's 2 o'clock my time. So I don't think I've been going for quite an hour. Or have I? No, I don't think so. So I'm making some decent progress. Again, it's pretty down and dirty as far as illustrations go, but I would like to want to do one where I can just take a little more time with it. All right, so let's see. What we got to do right here. We've got. Oh man, I just kind of glanced up at the drawing and what you guys are seeing, and it's so out of focus. So that's something I got to work on. I don't know. There's got to be a way to lock down my webcam because it's focusing on my hand and not the drawing, and that sucks. Well, again, this is my first time doing this, and now I'm debating whether I want to keep it up afterwards, but I think I will anyway. I mean, I think people understand this is just the first time I'm doing this, so if it's a little out of focus, it sucks, but we will improve. And that's kind of a lesson to a lot of people. They want everything to be perfect the first time, and sometimes you just gotta go for it and pull the trigger and do it, and then improve as you go. So I guess I should take my own advice as far as that goes. All right, let's see. So here we've got his other arm. So this isn't like a huge, like bulky type mech, so it doesn't have as much armor, I guess. So the arms are a little more slender. And I don't even know now. I'm wondering if it's even a mech, if it's even powered by something, some kind of humanoid creature, or if it's just, or if it's just a robot. But I put mech in the description, so I guess it's a mech. All right. All right. I see Abe in the chat is trying to get other people to join in. I should look over. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's when I started doing this, I was like, can I pull this off? Can I take suggestions? And I've only taken a few. So as it goes, as this thing grows and more people get involved and I get more suggestions, and that's probably another reason why the super chat will kind of have to weed stuff out, because if I get so many suggestions, it's just like there's no way to do all this stuff. But I was like, can I do this? Because when you're drawing live, and this isn't something I do a lot of, I don't draw a lot of stuff live. Like even at conventions, I don't really take commissions at conventions or anything. So drawing live, that's something, it makes me a little nervous, but again, sometimes you gotta like conquer your fear. And drawing robots is a little forgiving. Because you can hide a lot of stuff, so that's probably why I started off with the robot. But if I start doing more like human type stuff, then we could get into some issues with poor anatomy and stuff like that, because that kind of stuff I'm constantly changing it around and fixing. And just like when I work on my comic, like I keep saying this, but I really got to go and start working more in Manga Studio, because the ability to edit that stuff is so much better digitally, and I've kind of reverted back to my old ways of doing it traditionally, and just because right now it's faster, but it's going to save me time in the future. But I keep saying that, and I keep going back to doing the comic book traditionally when I think I could save some time, at least the sketching phase. A lot. I think the digital inking is a lot. It's really hard. I think you need a lot of practice to be able to get it to look like traditional inks, and I've seen a lot of digital inks that I'm just not crazy about. But even right now, this is pretty messy. So I don't know if this is supposed to be sort of a scarab looking thing, but I don't know if it came out like that. So maybe we need some pincers here. I don't know. I don't know if that works, but maybe if it's got little bug eyes, I don't know. All right, so let's finish the sword up. Okay. And I don't know how much dry time. This particular brush, I think, is pretty good as far as going over it with alcohol-based markers, but I don't know. I think it needs a decent amount of dry time, but we're going to find out. I mean, worst case scenario. Oh man, I kind of screwed up here. I drew it like this other hand was the one holding that's what happens when you do these so loose like that. It gets confusing, but I was going to make this other hand holding the sword when actually this hand is. So somehow I'm going to have to turn this into this hand. It's going to be a little messy, but that's all right. We'll figure something out here. All right. All right. Then we get down to the legs, and then I like filling in a lot of the blacks and stuff. So, all right, like I said before, where the tentacles kind of come off of the body, I want that to be more mechanical. So that's kind of, there's a little housing there, and then get some tentacles here. That's the other thing with doing live stream, constantly trying to talk so it doesn't get super boring. So if you guys got questions, that'll help keep the conversation. It's sort of a one-sided conversation, but kind of sort of, because I am conversing with the chat. It's just no one else can hear them. But if I get, like I said, if I can get it set up with a regular live stream through open broadcast, then I can actually have the chat up on screen for all to see. All right. This leg, it's gonna be a little bulky here. It's starting to get a little confusing as to where everything is, but we're getting there. Behind the sword here, you got this other hand. So if you can't tell what's going on, this guy's got 4 arms, 4 tentacles. I think 4. Are we missing one? Oh yeah, there's another one back here. 4 tentacles. He's got elephant tusks. He's got an elephant trunk. He's got bug eyes. He's got the Hercules beetle type pincers up there. All right, we got some more people in the chat. Saki and Mike Sykes. Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully I pronounce everyone's name right. I'm bad at that, so I apologize in advance if I mess up. So what's cool is I see some different people that I usually see, like, oh, and then I see Bobby Davis. So that is cool. So I'm seeing some different people in the live chat that I see even on like the Google Hangouts. Of course, it's a different time, so that makes sense. But even like the comments, so it's cool seeing new people, because sometimes I get a lot of the same commenters. So maybe some people are just more into live chat or just the schedule, difference in the schedule. But that's cool seeing some new people. So hello everyone. So we're getting close to at least the outline, and I'm going to go in and drop some blacks in. I'm going to drop in just some shading. And again, if you're new, if you just joined in, I'm a little worried that I don't know how well this pen does as far as smudging. So we're going to find out. Oh, I forgot. I had drawn little a lot of stuff you can't even see because there's so much stuff going on, and I covered it. But I like drawing little like pneumatic, like tubes and things to kind of, power the limbs and everything. All right, so we've got some claws, foot claws here. Just do two. One for simplicity, and also just because I think it looks pretty good with two. I don't know how. Oh, I guess bugs don't. But this isn't total. This isn't just a bug. I mean, it's got tentacles and elephant stuff too. So. Thanks, Chris. Chris is kind of impressed that I managed to include all that stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of a hot mess, but it, I don't know, it's interesting. Might be cool, like after, this might be a good jumping off point. So like afterwards, like maybe somewhere down the line, just to get inspiration, because if you have a little more time, I might be able to, actually make it work and make, as far as like physically, a little more, I guess, realistic as far as realistic as you can get working with like weird sci-fi stuff. But I try to make there be a purpose for the stuff in the drawings. Like, why does this creature have this and all that? Is it a defense mechanism? Is it to aid it in flying or catching prey or whatever? So I try to think about that stuff, but sometimes when you're going a mile a minute like this, you don't really have time to think about, does this actually serve any purpose? But I think it's definitely a good exercise. It seems like it's getting a little sloppier now that I'm getting at the bottom here. So let's see. But I'm getting to the point where I get to actually get to go in and add some other stuff. So, all right. So we're missing a tentacle. So I've got this part here. Oh wait, I got to draw something here in the back. And then, and this needs to have some dimension to it. It's a little off. All right, so there's a tentacle back here. And then it doesn't go anywhere. So we got to kind of go through with that and complete that. All right. All right, so this should be fairly easy. We'll just loop this back around here. Show a little bit of the suction cups kind of going behind the leg here. And I think that sort of makes sense. So as far as the major stuff, I think I got that. Now I don't know. I think I'm going to wait to add some of the black until after I fill in some of these, just drop in some shading. But I got these new markers. They're fairly inexpensive, so I don't know how well they are. These are really close to the same color. I should have just brought up the whole thing. Oh well. All right, so I kind of need a lighter one, but oh well. You work with what you have. So this here, these are the wings. And this is right here is the little covering that goes over the wings, just kind of protect them when they're folded in. So we'll go in here, go into the head here. And I'll probably want to get a little darker there once we, I'll start filling in some of that stuff. And this is supposed to be the lighter one, but I'm afraid that it's really close to the other color. So hopefully this will help pop it out. It would be cool to just do a whole, a drawing where it's like full color and everything, but I think that would be difficult to do in a timely fashion. But here, let's kind of color in some of the trunk there. And usually I'll work with, this is like a cool gray. So these are called, what are they called? Ahua? I'm going to say Ahua markers. And they're pretty good deal, and they're decent markers. They're a decent alternative to Copics. So I do want to do like a little review on them, but if I can remember, I will. If I can remember, I'll leave like an affiliate link. I'll have to do that after the fact, so it may not be up when you watch this, but eventually I'll get around to putting that in there, where you guys can find these. Let's see. So Eric Fares is in the chat. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Cool. All right. So let's see. All right. So I don't know. I just kind of do, it's a little sloppy, but it should help it pop out a little bit. So I'm guessing my light source is sort of coming from this direction. So anything on this side, I'm going to try to make a little heavier. And then I'll probably put like a just shadow here on the ground. So filling in some of that. And I do want did I bring, oh good, I brought my little white gel pen. So I'll probably make those black when I'm all done. Oh, I forgot about this. Stinger. That was before I started getting suggestions. So I try to do a little scorpion thing. All right. That. All right. Oh, and then since this is back here, I want some darkness in there, and then I want a lot of what's in here to be dark. But I'll probably do some black in there. Oh, and this arm doesn't have anything. All right. So let's try this darker color. We'll see how much darker it is. I'm afraid it's not dark enough, but I'm gonna put like a. Oh, that's all right. So just where these seams and the armor are. And I'm going to add some more of that stuff too. I can go in here. We'll add a little bit of darker stuff. And some of this might get the really dark treatment like the black. But also in these suction cups, add a little bit there. Since this is in shadow, we'll make that there. In here, this can be darker. Eyes definitely. All right. Yeah, it's amazing how much gray will do just to pop things out. Just sometimes I just like just adding a little grayscale to stuff, you know. And then some shadows here where this kind of comes over. Anything where there's kind of these holes open, like I like to draw a lot of just open areas like exposed wires and things where all the mechanical bits and pieces kind of come together. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And I forgot, I gotta go back. I always notice things I missed. So this needs a little bit on that side. All right. And maybe where the sword crosses the body, we want some shadow there. Maybe even down here with the tentacle. That is kind of where the shadow ends up for the sword. So you just have it crossing over all that stuff. All right. So right now, I mean, considering what this is, it's kind of cool and everything, but then I'm just considering, well, do I want to post this thing to Instagram? It's like, it's not the greatest thing. Oh man, I wish it wasn't so fuzzy. I wish, yeah, it's like, oh man, it's the camera, it's focusing on my hand, and That's something I got to fix because, man, I apologize. It's just so fuzzy looking. Just looks like a big mess. But I'll get it fixed for next time. I'll figure out how to fix that. Is this the dark one? Did I switch back? Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, I must have switched back and didn't even know it. So let's see here. All right. So now let me see. What's a good? It's kind of thick here. So I'm going to go in and start adding some blacks. This could be a Power Rangers enemy. That's awesome. Yeah, it could be. It kind of does look that. It's kind of campy looking. So I guess that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully that's going to smudge anything here. All right. So we're doing pretty good. I'm about to wrap it up pretty soon. So I should be done in time to make the movie and everything. And so I'm definitely glad I hit that streaming button because it's kind of just a fun little exercise. All right. All right. I mean, I could just keep going forever, adding a little black here and there. But what really needs it needs some stuff here just to pop this stuff out. When you got all these little wires, it gets a little confusing. So here. Sparks. I'm not sure what you mean show sparks flying from it, or I don't know what you mean, Abe. All right. Oh, and then we need some more black in here. Okay, what can I do now? Here, let me. All right, where's my little tiny, real thin Sharpie? I'm gonna go in and just add a few kind of details where the metal meets and add some little rivets and bolts and things like that. And it's always good to kind of, just like here in the tusk, so I want to show that there's a curvature there so it doesn't look like it's a straight thing like a sword. So kind of bend that line around there so people can see that, yes, it does kind of curve around. Otherwise, it might just look like a blade instead of like tusk. Like accents, electric sparks. Yeah, I could do that. I'll do that. I'll probably do some of that with my white. Because I've got a white pen that I'm going to add some things to. Of course, the tentacles won't have any like rivets or anything, but I can go and add a little, extra, maybe like dripping off, like so they're slimy. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. So how about little sparks coming up here from the antenna? And it's so subtle, but and again, I want to add some more places where the metal's been welded. Man, I just wish it wasn't so fuzzy that you guys are the camera focus. Something to work on for next time. Now this is going to be a little flatter, the pincer here, so. All right, so I want to add a line around it. Let me see if I've got it. I like to go back and kind of add a dark outline around my drawings. Kind of helps them pop, but I think this might be the best pen for that. Let's see. Yeah, this one's pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. So I'm just using a variety pen. What is this one? I don't know because it's in Japanese. So I don't know what this pen is. I probably have it written down, or I can go back in my Amazon and find what that order was, but it is just a nice Japanese pen that I can't read. All right. So again, this is just a personal preference of mine. I like kind of popping things out with the dark outline. And if you've been watching me long enough, you know I pretty much always do this, and I always explain why I do it. So you might be bored of that, but. And then after I do that, the final piece is just going to be going in with some white. And then maybe, I don't know if I'll even, maybe I'll see if I can pick up the camera and like at the end just kind of move it down and see if we can get a nice shot that's not so out of focus. I mean, let me know. I mean, I'm looking at, is it that bad? It looks bad to me, like the camera being sort of out of focus, but I've done these before and I've used my webcam and I've never had that issue with it being out of focus. So I don't know what the difference is this time. But I'll have to figure that out. Oh, so I mean, that's what Chris was talking about. Fuzzy equals Monet. All right. That's true. I don't know if it's quite Monet, but I don't know if Monet ever drew any giant robots. That would be cool to see, like Mech's done in the Monet style, though. This is kind of the boring part, where it's just me going around the outline. All right. So I don't know. So should I do a mech next time, or should I do something different? Like should I do like an alien? Or I'm just trying to think of things to start off with, and then of course I can take suggestions and all that stuff. So. But if you guys got an idea for a starting point for the next time I do something like this, let me know. And I don't know how frequently I'll do this. Like my schedule's kind of weird next week. Like actually, if you guys watch the Artcasters, I sent out an email, but if you don't, we're actually going to do it tomorrow on a Monday, which we've never really done on a Monday before. But just I've got I've got this convention for my day job that I got to go to, and it's going to pretty much take up most of my time. So I've got some other videos lined up. So there won't be any shortage of content for me, but I don't know if I'll have time to do a live stream next week or this week, whatever. All right, so I think I got the outline there. And here, that needs to be popped out a bit. All right, I'll finish this off with my gel pen, and sometimes this doesn't work if what's underneath is like not dry enough, but it seems like it's working okay. So I'm just going to go in on the eyes here and kind of make it look like insect eyes by popping that out. And then where can I add like down here, sometimes looks cool to add a little highlight. This is a lot of stuff, especially since it's out of focus, that you might not see. What else can I do? I don't know. Maybe just some little nicks and things like damage in the armor. Usually I use it for highlights, but I can kind of work as far as showing little gashes and things like that. It's so light. I think it works better on like a dark. You can see where it worked there, but let's see. So if we wanted to add like a wire here or something in the black, if I had a little more black, it would show up better. Which actually, let's see, this thing needs to have some black in here. So yeah, I guess the only thing left to do is to sign my name on it. So let's see. So I am going to attempt to, take my camera. Let's see. Can you guess, is that focused a little better? It's still kind of out of focus. That was probably a bad idea. Probably should have just left well enough alone. So I'm going to hook that back up here. I don't know. Well, next time around, I'll hopefully have some of these corks look kind of worked out and everything. But thanks for everyone that joined me in the chat. I appreciate it. And thanks for the suggestions. And as we go on, I think we'll get a little smoother with this and everything. This is the first time doing this, so a lot of things to iron out. But I don't know. I think, more or less, I'm happy with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And let's see, what is there? So I guess I just got to quit the stream. So again, thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone who's just watching, lurking. That's cool too. And anyone that's watching on the replay. And yeah, we will be back with another one at some point. I had fun. I had enough fun doing this that I definitely want to do it again. So hopefully you guys will be there, and I'll see you guys later. That is all.